Mary raps, I felt sick and anxious. Then came the words I had waited 12 months to hear. In an exclusive extract from her autobiography, Goalkeeper reveals the painful road to her shock England exit. England felt like such a safe space for me. It was usual to have a team revive after a big tournament, and after the Euros in 2022, we came together in the Club England meeting room at St George Park, the team's headquarters. The emotional security that I felt within England was bolstered by the culture and values that had underpinned and contributed to our success. Non collegiate behavior was not tolerated. We come back together to the news that Hannah Hampton had been dropped from the squad. Her behavior behind the scenes at the Euros had frequently risked derailing training sessions and team resources. We split off into groups and reported back on what had gone well, which was pretty clear given we had won, what had not, and what we could do differently in the future. The only negative that each group reported back on was that behavior, which was overwhelmingly considered disruptive and unreliable, with the risk of being destructive, taking energy and time from coaches who needed to work with the rest of the team on set pieces, mentality, and of course, goalkeeping sessions. It affected us all in a domino effect to an extent that was extremely unusual in a successful elite team environment. It also completely contradicted my professional values, which included preserving everything I had mentally and physically for performance and for a goalkeeper union where everyone, whatever their role, had the space and support to be great at their job. I accept this was negative. Serena acknowledged this has been dealt with and it is not appropriate to speak about one individual anymore, she said, drawing a line under it. I had often shut down conversation in camp about it too. In the spring of 2023, Serena called me to bounce the idea of bringing Hannah back into the squad. Serena now routinely called me into leadership meetings and would take my opinion into consideration on team matters beyond goalkeeping. I was happy to be part of those conversations, and no matter whether you were among the more experienced or junior players in her squad, feeling like you had a say was a part of our success. It doesn't make me feel comfortable, I said in response to the idea of a return, not not needing to remind her of the disharmony that the squad had felt before. I felt protective of the god energy we now had in a goalkeeper training and the moral of the wider team. I wished that this situation was not what it was, but I had been asked my opinion preciously because the decision would affect my work and performance space too. I was both expected and needed to be honest. The progress and development of younger players had become a huge feature of my professional value set in football. Equally, to reward certain behavior went against those same fundamental values of creating healthy and happy space for players of all experience to work and thrive, not least in a team environment before a World Cup. I saw too that other hardworking keepers would miss out on that space as a result. I think everyone deserves a second chance, Serena said, and another call followed a few weeks later with the Weather camp, in which she reiterated the same, confirming she wanted to bring her back. And there was a genuine concern about fixing something that was not broken, but we respected the manager's decision. And with Hannah back in the squad, I kept my focus on retaining my standards and those within the group. In April 2024, as we filed out of a team meeting in the hotel's conference room, Serena called me back. Mary, can I have a word? She said in front of everyone. That was unusual, and I felt embarrassed being singled out. I did not know if it was intentional or if it was her way of making an example of me. I hoped it was not, but like at school when you are asked to stay behind, you tent exactly what's coming, and you know that the fact you had been called back is going to be the cool down. I hated that. What have I done? I asked before. Genuinely, I felt devastated before anyone else had even uttered a word. I want to give someone else experience, Serena confirmed. She didn't want me to be upset, but she was matter of fact about her choice. I had to respect that, but we could be frank enough with each other that I thought I could explain that I didn't understand or agree with it. I don't get it. I said it is a qualifier match.